Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, I'm going to be showing you what I think is the creepiest Easter egg in the entire game. But I think I've actually solved the mystery as what has happened. So the other day, I was actually reading through the Red Dead Redemption 2 strategy guide, and I went to the secrets section, which is in the very, very end under extras. And they have a section called Endless Opportunities. And it says, and don't forget, these are mere examples to get you started. You have a whole world to explore, etc., etc., etc. And one of the things they've mentioned, which I've never seen before, is a gruesome corpse pit just east of the Aurora Basin. And when I read that, I was like, okay, that sounds kind of interesting. Let's see if we can find it. And I was actually having a lot of trouble locating this because this is actually in like tall trees, and this area is just super confusing to me. It's just a bunch of forest, and I couldn't seem to find this body pit, whatever the game was talking about. So I started to do some research, and I found this one video by a user, and I'm probably going to mess up their name. Fizhy is his name. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He does super cool videos, so I would recommend checking him out. So I saw his video, and I was able to find out the location, and I wanted to explore what was actually going on at this mass grave, or this gruesome body pit. So in case you guys would like to visit this location for yourself, I haven't seen any good video online or any article say exactly where it is. You want to look for the second L in tall trees. It's right next to Evelyn Miller's camp and Tanner's ranch. And it's just northwest of Manzanita Post. So that should give you a good idea of what we're actually looking for here. And I'd say the in-game strategy guide's description was pretty correct. This is very, very gruesome. So it literally is just a pit of corpses, as you guys can see here. And when I first stumbled upon this, I thought it was like a pit of clowns because they all seem to be dressed up in like red and have these masks on. However, upon further inspection, it looks like this is more of like an athletic team, maybe a football or soccer team, or maybe like a gymnastics club. I have no idea. You can see that some of these individuals are wearing masks. They look to have like clown paint and makeup over them. Some look to just have burlap sacks over their head. All of them are wearing the same thing, sort of like high top running shoes, these red and white striped socks, these red and white striped shorts, and then sort of a white shirt on them with B on the front. So I started thinking to myself, okay, maybe the B is significant. I'm not exactly sure what it could mean, but maybe it stands for the team of the athletic club that they were a part of. Again, I have no idea what that could be, but what's also interesting is on the side of this body pit, there's like a little mound of dirt, and whoever did this made the letter B out of a leg and two arms. So that is incredibly creepy. Now, upon figuring this out, I wanted to see if any of our members here was missing a leg and if any of our members were missing some arms. And it doesn't turn out to be the case. Everyone that you see in this body pit here has all of their limbs, which I don't know is a good thing or a bad thing because that means that at least one other person is not in this body pit who is missing a leg and is missing potentially two arms. So there's definitely some like serial killer vibes that I'm getting off of this because only a serial killer would do like the B on the side to sort of match the letter that they have on all their shirts. So first and foremost, I'm getting a very creepy sort of vibe going on here. Now, I was also trying to look for a couple of other things that might give an indication as to either A, who these guys are, or B, who did this. Now, there are some people in the body pit that don't have masks on, and they simply have like tape or like a rag in their mouth, which would prevent them from talking or something along those lines. So again, I'm really not too sure. They definitely all seem to be a part of the same group, but I don't know who would have done this. So as I'm sure you guys know by now, like most things we do here on the channel, I like to experiment with mysteries that we find throughout the world. And this is like no other mystery. I wanted to throw a fire bottle on there to see what would happen. And to no one's surprise, essentially it just cooked all the bodies. That's it. Like nothing unique or special happened. It literally just charred everything, which made things that much more gruesome looking. So that was a big old mistake on my part right there. However, it didn't trigger anything, and I also didn't get ambushed while checking out this body pit either. I thought for a second, maybe I might get ambushed while something is going on here. But thankfully, that never ended up happening because that literally would have scared me half to death. I also tried a stick of dynamite. That did not do anything either. And I also tried shooting at the pit of bodies, and that really didn't do anything also. So there's no way to interact, and it's not even a point of interest that you open up your journal and write down. So I was thinking to myself, okay, this is turning into quite the mystery here. And I was thinking to myself, well, who could have done something like this? Well, I started thinking of the area we were in, tall trees. Now, if you've played the game, you'll know that this is where one notorious gang, if I can even call them that, likes to hide out. And that is the Skinner brothers. And the Skinner brothers are notorious for their gruesome killings. And it wouldn't shock me if they did an act like this. And wouldn't you know it that on my journey to trying to find this pit of body, I found 3 instances of where I came across what looks to have been the work of the Skinner brothers. Gruesome deaths where it looks like the victims had either been chopped up or hung up, or they had arrows in them, like they were used as a target practice dummy. I mean, really, really creepy stuff. And there's a couple instances where I actually came across Skinner brothers that were still alive. And I got to sort of listen to their conversations. So take a listen to this right here. Sort of gives you a better idea of who we're dealing with here.
Has God unfurled the veil of life and death, or do I lie and dream? And does the mighty world of sleep spread far around its circles?
I ain't ready for that horse crap.
Wake up, sweet prince. The day is not yet started.
I said I ain't ready. Don't go rile me before I turn my meal.
Aesthetic sensibilities ain't gonna come around with your pork and beans. You're a simple man from simple stock, and that's the end of it.
I told you not to rile me. No.
Death is but a slumber, boy.
You really have to kill him?
Tedious man was getting on my nerves.
You killing our boys, he's getting on my nerves. Ah, crap. They know who they signed up with.
I should hope they do.
So right off the bat, I would say that these guys are primary suspect number 1. It was found right in their backyard. It sort of fits the bill for their gruesome style of killings, but it still doesn't feel like serial killer enough to me. What the Skinner brothers do is they shoot people with arrows and they string them up. They don't dump them in a pit of body, and not, an athletics team like this that's so specific. So I felt like that really didn't solve the mystery. However, thankfully, we can solve this mystery, or at least get some more clarity on what happened if we actually read one of the in-game newspapers. So in order to read more about this, you're going to need to own the Blackwater Ledger number 69. That's the newspaper that reveals what happens here. There's an article called Blackwater Athletics Team Missing. Friends fear they have been foully dealt with. Members of the Blackwater Athletics Club are still missing, and their friends and family are excited by the gravest fears. They were last seen leaving the north edge of town for a group athletics run, and although the most thorough search has been made for them, they cannot be found. Certain facts around their disappearance have given cause for suspicion. The affair has created a sensation in Blackwater and the surrounding community. They had departed on a run and had intended to return the same evening. Their friends are making a diligent search, and police in neighboring areas have been notified. At first, there were rumors they had been kidnapped by Indians. However, this appears to be false, as no tribes have engaged in theft of livestock or kidnapping in some years. The Blackwater athletics team were training for a competitive meet next month and were expected to take top honors in fencing, wrestling, and baseball. Wow, so that gives us a lot of details right there. So that would confirm why they have a B on their uniform, and that is the Blackwater Athletics Club. That makes sense. We also know that they were going for a run and never returned. Well, now we know why. And I think that final line right there is important. They were training for a competitive meet next month. I think whoever killed them was a competitor of the Blackwater Athletics team because it said they were supposed to take top honors in fencing, wrestling, and baseball. If you were a rival of them, although this is very serial killer-esque and cruel, if you just took out the team, then you might be the favorite to take home the top honors in fencing, wrestling, and baseball. So that's just a theory right there, but I think all signs seem to point to that. Because why else would you have the entire team dumped in that pit? And why would someone go to the trouble to put the B on the side of the sort of mound that they were buried in? Unless it was like a serial killer rival. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below happened to this athletics team. But that newspaper article, I think, really seals the deal as to what happened here. And I think that sort of solves the mystery. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. That'd be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.